What is up, family? So today what we're going to be talking about is Black Lives Matter.
No justice, no peace.
Who is Black Lives Matter? What are they doing? Where's the money going?
One of the leaders of the Black Lives Matter organization, who calls herself a trained Marxist, is now being called a fraud.
How do we feel about Black Lives Matter? What my personal issue is with Black Lives Matter, and this whole discussion just to get us to think. So I'm not a radical. I'm not here to stir the pot up, but I'm here to bring awareness. So, with my company, Historically Black Apparel, we design clothes to create awareness. So now, being 2021 going to 2022, thinking about Black Lives Matter from where the riots happened in 2020 and thinking about, what exactly is Black Lives Matter? And is it beneficial to us? Is it a hindrance to us? Is it a gimmick? Is it a scam? Put in the comment section below what you think it is, because that's what this video is for, is to create a discussion and awareness. So I was sitting in the car today listening to a podcast, and I'm going to be bringing up different articles and facts. I was like, Black Lives Matter's got so much money, and I'm not in here pocket watching and trying to figure out exactly, but it seems like with the amount of money that they've got, my issue is, are we seeing any progression with the amount? And we're going to get into that too. Why, as Black people, do we not understand who Black Lives Matter really is?
Black Lives Matter isn't actually about Black people. On a surface level, it's purporting to be about Black people, but it's really about pushing quite an extreme political message that actually has nothing to do with Black people.
And my issue is, I think there's two different movements. When the riots happened in 2020, that kind of re-sparked all of this, like during quarantine, when COVID first hit, we were all saying Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. And I think as Black people, we rock with the slogan and the message to what it means for us, but we have no real understanding what the Black Lives Matter global network is. So the thing that I compare them to is one of my favorite movements in Black history is the Black Panther Party.
So the concept is this, basically. The whole Black nation has to be put together as a Black army.
So just to go down the fact lane, let's break this down. The Black Panther Party, of course, was an American revolutionary organization formed in 1966. Its initial purpose was to patrol neighborhoods and protect residents from police brutality. So let me jump over here to Black Lives Matter. So right here, you can see Black Lives Matter is a decentralized political social movement protesting against incidents of police brutality and all racially motivated violence against Black people. So it seems like they're the same group, or they have the same founding principles, but us as Black people understand what the Black Panther Party did, why they were present. We understand the programs that they offer with, like the free breakfast, getting clothes, all of that. But with the Black Lives Matter, we don't understand that. So what my main issue is, we're always looking for, we don't have a leader, we don't have a this. So when I think of Black Lives Matter, my main issue with them is how much funding that they've got. Let me bring that up, because this is an astronomical number. How much funding actually did Black Lives Matter receive? And this is going to be mind-boggling. So just right here, Black Lives Matter took in $90 million just last year. So $90 million, guys, that Black Lives Matter took in last year. The Black Lives Global Network Foundation. I think of this and I think of, what if the Black Panther Party had $90 million from 1 year? So that's not even all the funding. That's just how much money Black Lives Matter pulled in last year. We're so quick to vote for a president and think that a president's gonna bring change and think about what society and the government's gonna do. But really, what can we do together? That's what we're missing as our society, is not coming together to do things, not pulling our resources together to buy our own land, to create our own movements. The black dollar is the most spent dollar, that is the least recycled dollar within our community. We spend our money with everyone else, mainly besides ourselves. So when I think of Black Lives Matter, and I'm like, you guys made $90 million last year, where is that going towards progression? So the fact that I'm digging, trying to find my research or whatever to figure that out, It's like, why is it so hard when it should be prevalent? The Black Panther Party was very relevant in the community. You saw what they were doing. You couldn't miss them. They were bold, they were strong, they were swagged out. We knew back then, before my time, that there was a leader, that there was a group that was out there to protect us.
Numerous people that have been a part of Black Lives Matter, for example, Iman Ayton, who actually organised Black Lives Matter protests, she's completely disavowed the movement because she said that Black Lives Matter, the organisation, hasn't been on the ground once, and they're pushing extremely political messages like getting rid of the police and abolishing capitalism.
So I was like, okay, how was the Black Panther Party funded? The Black Panther Party was funded by canvassing businesses for donations. That was also used to, for the free clothing and the free shoe program. So right here, you guys, as you can see, the Black Panthers were going out finding money, canvassing businesses to create their movement, to make it happen. And we saw how impactful that they were since their founding in 1966 through the 70s. With that being said, like they had private donations and they were doing their things. But when I think about Black Lives Matter and I'm thinking of how much money that they received, why are we not seeing a great amount of progression happening with that $90 million? I think that when we say Black Lives Matter out loud, that's kind of my issue, because there's two different movements. You've got this political company that seems like is a great shell for companies to say that they're donating to diversity and helping, but then you've got like this ground level where it's people who really rock with the movement, but they're completely separate and they're not truly receiving that money to make the progression. With $90 million just last year, that's not even in total. Black Lives Matter was started in 2013. So I'm not trying to throw dirt or anything like that, but this is a conversation that I'm creating to create constructive criticism to help us figure out which direction we need to move in and how we move together as a group. How much money in total has Black Lives Matter received? Let's look at this. Let's see if we can find a number. All right, right here. This was a number that was astronomical to me. $10.6 billion was given to Black Lives Matter. Where did the money go?
Black people need economic policies in this country, and not once has Black Lives Matter actually proposed anything of any substance that's actually going to change anything for Black people, which is why hardly anyone thinks it has.
That's my question today. Where's the money? So you're telling me all this preaching that we do as a society about, if we just did this, if we had enough of this, if we had our resources, well, it seems like Black people put this group together. We literally painted Black Lives Matter in every major city, on every mural. We came together. The organization raised $10.6 billion, but is it in our community? And if it is, you guys let me know. Put in the comment section. If Tony is wrong, and I'm just speaking out the side of my neck and don't know what I'm talking about, let me know for sure. When George Floyd died, we were all saying Black Lives Matter. My company, Historically Black Apparel, we had t-shirts and all that type of stuff. People were buying it. But to see that they've racked in $10.6 billion, I just want to know why our culture, why we're not even further with all of that funding. It seems very corporate. It seems like it's not really touching the hands of us. We see that there's 3 Black women that it says are the organization's founders. We never see them online. And my cry for is just, I don't want to shut anybody down. I wouldn't want people to shut my business down, but where are you guys? Why do we have to research to find this information out? How can we get more out of Black Lives Matter? How can we push our culture forward? Because when I see $10 billion has been raised, where is it to show? I've seen that it's kind of gone to some organizations, but this should be way bigger of a movement, but it seems like it's more of a corporate situation. Definitely drop comments below for what you guys think. Am I talking crazy? Am I talking truth? These are questions that we want to get answered, as Black people who, are always having discussion of where we're not at or how we don't have a fair advantage. But if we got this money, is it being utilized right to do the forward progression of where we are? Us as Black people, the Black dollar is the most spent dollar. We spend our money with everybody else, but we're slow to spend it with ourselves and recirculate that dollar. If you look at all different cultures, we actually circulate our dollar the least. In the wake of pandemic and protests for racial and social justice, Black businesses continue to remain a fragile in the eyes of the economy. Dollar in the black community is inconsistent, and the racial wealth gap could take decades to bridge. So these are the reasons why I'm bringing this type of information up right here, is because I want to know, like, you know, we've got these organizations, we've got the NAACP, you know, we got Black Lives Matter. If they brought in $10.6 billion, if they brought in $90 million last year, where is it? You know, I'm not hating on the 3 founders. I just want answers. That's what this video is about. So literally, we're going to be dropping way more conversational videos than this, but I want you guys to just drop your comments below of what you think. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but one more fact before we leave. The national buying power of blacks in 2019 was $1.4 trillion, guys. Let me just do that real quick. Let me just highlight that. The national buying power of blacks in 2019 was $1.4 trillion. So when you think about that, $1.4 trillion is our spending power. The group that we align ourselves with the most has brought in 90 million last year, 10.4 billion in donations total. But where is it for us? Why are we not moving the way that we should? Why are we not the most powerful culture when we have that type of buying power? So I always have with my brand, Historically Black Apparel, this collection has been called We Are the Culture. So right here, We Are the Culture. As you can see, African American culture refers to the contributions of African Americans to the culture of the United States, either as a part or distinct from mainstream American culture. So when you think about that, everybody wants to be us. They act like us, they dress like us, they talk like us, they make music like us. You know, everybody is leeching off of us. We're always spending our money with other people, breaking bread with everyone else. But then when we want to spend money with us, it's like, see, I try to support black businesses, that's why I can't support black businesses. That's a stigma that we need to talk about. So in the next video, we're gonna talk about the stigma of black people saying, man, I try to support black businesses, but that's why I can't. The main reason we can't support black business or don't want to support black businesses because the black businesses aren't getting the loans, the finances, and the resources that a lot of the white businesses and these bigger businesses are getting. And I'm not talking about singling people out. I'm talking about as a generalization of classes of business. So of course there are people that are doing great, that are getting that are black owners, but I'm talking about as a whole, this is a conversation of how we move forward. I'll see you guys in the next video.